Hello there, and you're watching Dukascopy TV. Right now I have Guillaume and he is from Valeco Finance. Today we're going to have a look at the Eurozone in comparison to the UK and the United States. So welcome.
Hello, Darren.
So first of all, if we look at the Eurozone in comparison to the UK, yesterday we saw the strengthening of the sterling. Now there's a lot of hope being put on Mark Carney, who's coming from Canada, and he's actually going to be the first foreigner to be the governor of the Bank of England. And there's also a lot of talk of the UK actually leaving the EU. What are your thoughts on what do you think is going to happen, and how big a help do you actually think Mark Carney will be?
Well, for the moment, the UK hasn't done better than the Eurozone. The growth is not better than in the Eurozone on average. The pound has been weaker in the last 3 weeks due to talks of the UK moving out of the Eurozone, of the Europe in 2017. The new head of Bank of England, Mr. Mark Carney, will be replacing Sir Mervyn King. And we'll have on hand an enormous amount of assets being bought by the Bank of England. It's £375 billion already over a few years, and it will be very difficult for him and for Bank of England to come back to a more reasonable position and to get rid of those assets which are on the Bank of England books.
And today the euro fell against the dollar after a 14-month high. Now there's a lot of worries and concern in terms of political tensions for Spain and Italy. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, the euro has been very strong against the dollar and the pound since September 2012, when Mario Draghi, the chairman of ECB, said that it will take whatever it can to sort out the crisis. So the sovereign debt of the southern countries of Europe has been better. The euro went up sharply against all the other currencies due to covering of shorts, due to distress of the market. But now it's true that with Spain and Italy crisis coming back, the euro in the last few days had been weaker. It's probably some profit taking for the moment. The euro is not going back to where it was about 4 or 5 months ago, around 122 against the US dollar. The euro just dropped 1.5%, 1% in the last 3 days at 1.35 against US dollar. It will all depend now on what we will see in Italy and Spain.
And looking at these problems in Spain and Italy more in depth, there's been a lot of allegations against Mariano Rajoy in Spain, and then also nobody knows what's going to happen in terms of the Italian elections. How do you think it's all going to play out, and do you think it'll all be okay?
Yeah, we are at the beginning of February now. We had a good January first month for equity market and financial markets. But now with Italy, general election are planned for the end of February, 25 and 26, I think. In Spain, there is allegation of bribery against the Prime Minister and some other member of his party. And we have 1 month which we have uncertainties on markets, on euro, on interest rates, and we don't know yet how it will go out of that. In Italy, it seems that the central left coalition has a good advance in polls. So the danger of having Silvio Berlusconi back to power is not, we have to wait, but it's not a probable outcome. Mario Monti will still be in charge probably in 2 months' time of Italy and of the austerity plans in Italy. In Spain, it's more difficult. We don't know how deep are those concerns about allegation of bribery against the government. For the moment, Spain had a good start 2013. Austerity plans went well last year as well. Spain did whatever they had to do to sort out the country of economic problems. But with this crisis, now political crisis, it's difficult to know how the market will react to the sovereign debt of Spain, and how markets will play replacement or not replacement of the Spanish government.
All right, well, now we have a question from one of our previous guests looking at Spain. Let's see what he says.
Hello, my name is Patrice Gautry. I am Chief Economist at Union Bancaire Privée in Geneva. My question is the following. My question concerns the Spanish situation and the trade in unemployment. Do you think it will be helpful for Spain to ask for a bailout or specific help for the ECB in order to stop the rising trade in unemployment?
What do you think?
ECB is already helping a lot Spain. LTRO was designed for Spanish banks primarily, Italian banks also. ECB bought Spanish debt last year. So for the moment there is no need for ECB to increasing its help or to specifically add help to the Spanish economy. The Spanish government will not ask for a bailout of Europe unless they are forced to do so. For the moment they are not. The situation is even better now than it was a few months ago. They have managed to be able to issue new debts in the last 3 or 4 months with lower interest rates. Banks, they nationalized the local banks. The banking system is having a lot of troubles with a rise of bad loans, but for the moment it's very much manageable. And on the other hand, macroeconomic news in Spain are a bit better as well than last year. Industrial production is better. And also the balance of the country are better. So no, I don't see Spain asking for a bailout in the next 6 months or so.
Great, well, let's see what his opinion is.
The answer, or my personal view, is that it will be necessary to request for specific help in order to stop the rising trend in terms of unemployment trend and in order to foster, in fact, the recovery in the Spanish economy. The Spanish government has previously made significant efforts in terms of improvement of the competitiveness of the Spanish economy, and it has very good results in terms of external trade situation, but a lot has to be done, and it will be necessary to give further help from the monetary side and specifically from the ECB to help or to activate. The government has made interesting reforms in terms of labor market and in order to restore the competitiveness of the Spanish economy. So at this point of time it will be particularly helpful for the ECB and for the European Commission to continue to help, in fact, the Spanish economy in order, in fact, to revive the growth and to stop the sharp recession.
What do you think?
I think he thinks it would be necessary to do it now. I don't think the Spanish government will ask to do it now, as long as the markets are not forcing the Spanish government to ask the bailout. They will not do it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that is it for right now, viewers, but do stay tuned to Dukascope TV for more economic analysis and Forex updates. But for now, goodbye.